final video.
Welcome back.
In Twin Flames, a New Earth series.
Hope you guys have enjoyed this series so far.
It's been a juicy series.
We've enjoyed filming it. We've enjoyed sharing it. We've loved seeing, the vision that God had been showing us throughout each and every subject. I know, a lot of what we've seen and been talking about has been in the dream of the hearts of many, many people all around the world.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's not like we're presenting something radical. We're just confirming and also building upon the truth.
Seems radical because it's completely different than the way most people live today.
Yeah.
But the reality is the way most people live today is actually extremely radical. In actually a really unpleasant, imbalanced way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to talk about a day in the life. What does a day in the life of someone who lives in the New Earth look like?
Mm-hmm.
I think we could just probably share a day in our life.
Because we're kind of living in it, aren't we?
Yeah, we kind of are.
I mean, yeah, we really are.
That's been the reference point for the whole series.
Yeah. So, how do you want to start?
Well, we wake up. We actually wake up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Our alarm goes off at 5:30.
And it was 6:30, but we didn't do daylight savings time.
Yeah, we don't honor daytime savings or daylight savings.
We find it to be a waste of time. It's daylight stealing time. Daylight steal from yourself and give it back to yourself later time.
Yeah.
Daylight change stuff around and feel terrible about it
fuck
time.
you up time.
So our appointments and our relationship with our calendar did have to change when we did daylight savings time.
Sure, yeah.
But we did our relationship to the earth didn't change, and that was the important part.
Right, before we had lunch at noon, and now we have lunch at 11.
Mm-hmm. So we wake up at 5:30 next to each other, and get to wake up next to our twin flame. And that's the most important. Those are the best.
Those are the best moments.
Wake up next to our twin flame, and you can imagine your life, mirrored along ours, as we take you through it. You wake up with your twin flame, and we wake up in a bed that is perfect for us. That we manifested for exactly what we need.
You spend a lot of time in your life on your bed and sleeping, so it's really important to invest in your bed and it's in the bedding and pillows as best you can, and upgrade when you can, if it feels good to do that. So
after we wake up, we'll kind of just dig around in bed for a while. We can talk, check on my community and social media and see how things are going, if anything needs my immediate attention, answer any messages that my team has sent me. Get up to date on the news of the community, because it's a living being. It's up 24/7.
Yeah.
So check in on it, make sure it's doing good. It's doing good, and had some dreams. We talk about our dreams. We share our feelings and we work through.
We meditate in between all this too. By the way,
we'll work through together.
Yeah.
What we worked on throughout the night. If it's an important dream, we'll share it and discuss it. Otherwise we'll just kind of share how we feel and share our insights in the mornings, and go through our healing process together. And it usually takes us about a couple hours to get out of bed.
Yeah. Usually by 7:30 we're good to get out of bed and start our day, like physical activity, getting up and all that stuff, breakfast.
And we're not going to give you specific times when lovemaking may happen in our home, in our life, but if you would imagine making love in the mornings, you could make love in the mornings with your twin flames. And we get up, we have breakfast, and I make breakfast for us. Have some really delicious, healthy breakfast, and getting really good at perfecting it.
Yeah.
And it's all, even though for a while it's been the same exact thing, but it's always evolving.
In some
It's
little
always
minute
changing.
way. Yeah, it's really cool. It's nice.
Every morning it's evolving, it's getting better, it's changing.
Yeah,
it's
and
improving.
like this morning we had like pure fruit juice.
Juiced, like a juicer juice, cold pressed juice.
We went to like some really nice organic market after our ski trip yesterday, and it's like for a small bottle like $10 each. And so it's like $5 per shot that we
each got it was a big shot glass.
It was a big shot glass, yeah.
We had a really nice, juice with our breakfast.
Oh my god, it touched my soul. I was like, ooh, this is so good. This juice.
It was perfectly supportive of like after our ski trip.
Yeah.
Like our bodies are a little sore. Mine's a little sore from smashing on the hill a lot and then lifting weights really heavy that night. I just had to. They were new.
Yeah.
I wanted to get swole.
Mm-hmm.
So, after breakfast, that's when our day really opens up.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll have a deck of cards out at breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also have my coffee there. I like my coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes we won't need to do reading, we just
burst into
socialize.
our day.
Yeah, just burst into our day.
Or like you said, or really socialize. All the way along, we'll be socializing.
Yeah, all the way along we're socializing.
Making jokes and flirting with each other and, or discussing our feelings, whatever the mood is for the day.
Mm-hmm. And the bed gets made, yeah.
The bed gets made.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give our morning routines and, our hygiene and stuff.
Yeah.
But, after that breakfast routine is done, as you can tell, we have, nice slow ease into our day.
Right, gentle.
And then once our day hits, it can be very explosive in a really juicy way, or it can be pretty mellow depending on what we need.
Right.
And, on the new earth, you'll live your life and your day as you see fit. And I think that this is honestly like the most important video of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's really important that you watch the whole series up until this point, so that you can really visualize and get into
what we're really sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the deeper
vision and the meaning.
The vision, yeah.
And all of that stems from this core video, and all comes back to this core video, which will really awaken your mind and enlighten you to what exactly we're sharing here.
And I also feel like right after breakfast, I think like science proved this, like it's the best time to learn or to do something. Like your mind is at a peak performance and peak active.
It's only because of the way that you are the way society is.
And that's true too.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel that energy within myself, and so
you have that all day.
Yeah, but there's like a certain, what I'm trying to talk about is what I call like the morning magic. Like there's some, and I think some people know what I'm talking about. Like there's like
the first thing you dedicate your day to.
Right, like maybe after breakfast or maybe before, somewhere there's like this morning magic, and you like ride that wave, and it feels so good. You're like, I'm doing stuff, got stuff done. Or, it feels so good, or and so I usually ride that wave, and sometimes it's reading A Course in Miracles. Sometimes for me it's playing our game. I love doing that. For a while, it was watching spiritual sermons every morning with my coffee. And so, we'll do like some sort of activity that gives to us.
Or on Mondays and Tuesdays, we have meetings with, our different teams.
Right, or Monday and Tuesdays in the morning after breakfast, we'll have an hour meeting. And then usually after that,
after a little initial thing.
So usually about 10 o'clock.
10:30.
Between 10 and 10:30, we go for our walk.
30-minute walk, and that's a great time to help us continue processing our emotions and feelings for the day. We dialogue. Sometimes we do our morning stuff together. Sometimes we go off and do morning stuff independently. But we always come back together for the walk.
We always come back together.
And that's a great time. If we're having, some upsets coming up, we work through them. If we have, we're not sure, we get a little stuck, this is a great time that we come back into, grounding together, and we're able to move through stuff. Because that time after breakfast until then, if it's private, it's really our private time with God.
It is our private time with God. And that's what that morning magic feeling is. Like,
Yeah, you get all that rest and all that meditating and then that meal, and now you're like completely satisfied and charged as you'll ever be, and then you spend that with God.
It's because like your cup your cup is full.
Completely filled. It's like overflowing
Yeah.
by that point.
Right. And then it starts to empty, which is not a bad thing.
It's
this
normal.
is
You
the process of life.
Yeah, good.
Because you've been expressing.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when the walk usually, that's filling our cups again.
Yep. We like to be overflowing all the time.
We do like to be overflowing all the time. Yeah. And
so after our walk, we come home, we have lunch.
We come home and we have lunch. Lunch is ready and we'll do that. And then after lunch...
Well, it just depends.
It just really depends from there. Like, that's where there's a lot more... like flexibility in our day, like not as routine. Our morning, there's a very like strict routine all the way up until lunch.
Yep, and bedtime is a strict routine, but the whole day, it's really open to what it is that we need to accomplish during the day. For the previous few days, it was actually dedicated to shopping for ski equipment. So we spent 2 whole days shopping for ski equipment, and that was a whole ordeal. We came home and it was just recover from that and then go back out again and get the rest of it.
Yeah, but it feels really good knowing that during the daytime we have all this freedom and movement, but I know that every evening and every morning we have we have a rhythm.
Stable routine.
A stable rhythm that keeps me balanced, because I know going out and shopping and even skiing, I was I'm done,
it's all,
I just need to go home and chill, feel my feelings and get back into my normal rhythm. And it's really good. For us, that's how we work. It's we have a bit of rhythm, then we have a bit of spontaneity, and then we flow back into our rhythm, and that allows us to continue this cycle, and that's our balance.
It's actually really beautiful for us, bosom or womb for our spontaneity.
It is
that it's always protected
it.
and grounded by these morning and nighttime rhythms that we're very consistent on.
And it grounds us, it roots us.
It's taken a lot of effort for us to get into that rhythm, because we were stay up till 4 a.m. kind of people, on the computer playing games, and wake up at noon till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We would wake up at sometimes.
Basically it was do whatever you want.
Whenever you want.
Whenever you want. Eat whatever you want. Whenever you want.
And it didn't feel good.
It actually felt terrible not to have discipline.
And
we tried it. It was not good.
We really went into it, too.
We did. We had to know.
We fully embraced doing whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted. And, I think a lot of people who have jobs and careers and go out into the world and live in the old world think that this is the way. And we've done it. We've got to be the people who we could work from anywhere in the world. We could stay up. We only had a few appointments in the week. This is especially during TFAS. And even after TFAS, when we had no appointments, we didn't have to do anything or be anywhere. And all we did, we actually just wanted to stay home all the time. For one. And 2, it didn't feel good to sleep and eat whenever we wanted.
Right. Yeah.
Because it actually meant I'd forget to eat sometimes. And then I'd just be starving and I'd grab the first thing I could. Yeah. It wasn't good.
For me it was just it didn't provide any stability. And so it was really the question of what is freedom and where do I find it and how? And it isn't in doing whatever you want, whenever you want, eating whatever you want, whenever you want. Freedom is in the discipline. It's in having that stability and that foundation.
Discipline provides freedom.
Right. We wouldn't have had a good snowboard ski trip, if we didn't have our discipline of our morning routine, our meals that we have. We always eat at the same time. We every single day. That's really critical to our well-being. Waking up without fail at 5:30 doesn't mean you have to jump out of bed. It just means you need to be awake.
And so throughout the day, we're pursuing our goals, our evolving goals.
Yes.
And in the morning and the evening, we're pursuing our changeless goals. So, we're always going to need rest, we're always going to need food, we're always going to need that walk, we're always going to need to meditate, we're always going to need dialogue. All these things we're always going to need. And those too can evolve and change, but essentially those are the, really, really deep rooted, grounded things. And throughout the day, as you saw, as we discussed, we went out shopping, and that was the work of the day. And the work of the next day was go out shopping, and then the work of the next day was just go to the ski hill and have our first experience.
Right.
And these are actually divinely inspired and supported ideas that God is having us do.
Right.
And some days it's, work on the business, or, today the work of the day is to shoot this video series and get this completed.
Right, or
work on our sermons could be another
work
thing.
on our sermons, or I've been working on my piano. We got a really nice keyboard, and so I've been working on developing my piano. So I'll sit down and I'll do that for a while, or I'll journal when I need to journal. Well, I journal every day, and so I do that. It just really depends on what God is calling forth from us during the day, the activity. But whatever it is we're doing, we're always moving forward, and we're always building our life,
and always investing into our life,
investing
into our life's work. And so every day is a gift and an investment into our purpose and into our gift to God, into our gift to all. And so everything that we are is supportive. Everything we do is supportive of this gift that we are and we give. We're always creating. This is our creative process, and you can model yours as closely as you want after hours. And this is probably a lot like what your life is going to look like in the new earth. You're going to have steady and stable routines. We don't actually really care about what day of the week it is. Except we're like, it's Saturday. Like, let's wait until Monday to go to the movie theater in the afternoon because it'll be empty.
Yeah.
So we're in complete control of our time and our commitments. We're in complete control of our day, and this is how we choose to live it.
Yeah.
We choose to maximize the amount of sunlight we get in a day because, it's actually really important and healthy and good for your well-being.
And it's good for your the rhythm of your body, your circadian rhythm, and we had a lot of sleep issues for years, as we were as you can imagine, we were just talking about. And, for most of it, there was nothing we could really do about it because the line of work that we were in, doing classes at nighttime, and then we'd be so bound up. Super jazzed. There was no way.
It took all night to calm down from a TFAS class.
If we could have done them in the morning, but we couldn't have because people had jobs
all over the world.
So we had to accommodate.
We had to work the night shift.
We had to work
to
the
get
night
it done.
shift, which is not a problem.
It was okay.
Yeah, but
you do what you got to do to get it done.
But now we've been rebalancing, that, and it feels really, really good to get as much sunlight in. Like all these basic healthy things that you already know. Yep. Or most people already know is kind of what we do, and really what it is just having a relationship with God, and it feels really, really good. Yeah. So
after we've done the work of the day and whatever God calls us to, and sometimes we know what we're going to be doing all day, and sometimes we know what we're going to do ahead of time, but honestly most days we're just kind of in the flow with what needs to happen, what we want to do. We come to emotional crossroads, and we clear the block, and then new ideas spring up from there, and then we pursue the new ideas.
That's another thing that's always steady in our life, is we're always doing our inner work.
100% of the time.
All the time. So
eating, sleeping, talking, anything. 100% of the time.
Yeah, underneath all the activity and stuff, and we're always doing our inner work. We're always feeling our feelings. We're always kind of just being with God and talking with God. Sometimes we'll just do our inner work together. Actually, that's pretty common. We'll do our inner work together. Sometimes we'll pull out the cards. I have a lot of cards, and we'll do a reading, and we'll do our inner healing work together. Sometimes it's just talking. Sit down. We don't actually need the cards. We just need to talk and feel our feelings together and discuss. Sometimes we just need to cuddle and
just reconnect that way.
And just connect. It's a very sweet life, So that's always a constant, every day. That kind of always happens, I notice. And then about 4:30.
4:30 is dinner.
4:30 is dinner, or 5:30 when
we're not in daylight savings.
When we're not in daylight savings.
Daylight stealings time.
Right. And then that's really good. And if it's summertime, usually we'll go for a walk after dinner. Right now
it's a little dark winter, at that point. Actually, at this point,
it's pretty dark. We don't do that. It's just not really safe where we live to do that. There's no sidewalks.
Sidewalks.
Yeah, it's not like we live in a bad neighborhood.
And we don't have reflective gear.
We don't have reflective gears.
And we don't really need it right now.
No.
It's nice to be where we're at.
So, and then usually we just, after dinner, we tend to go and do different activities.
Yeah, relax, play games.
Yeah.
That's what we've been doing lately, and this constantly evolves too.
It does constantly evolve, right?
But 7:30 now, we begin our nighttime routine.
7:30, yeah.
And we'll have skincare routines and oral hygiene routines, and whatever other hygiene we need to do in the evenings. And then we'll both come into the room and we'll do yoga there.
Yoga for about 15 minutes. And all of this is apt to change. I know, like, we're just at the point, we've been doing this for 2 months now, every day without fail. We do yoga, and once we master that 15 minutes and feel like, hey, we could probably,
maybe we'll do more,
then we'd push it back, maybe 7:15 or 7 o'clock we'll start.
It started at 7:45, and it just became 7:30 because we're adding 15 minutes of reading. Right. I usually would read anyway. I'd slip in 3 to 5 minutes of A Course in Miracles, but eventually I wanted to talk to me during that time, and sometimes it wouldn't happen. I did thirst for that 15 minutes of reading before bed.
Yeah.
And also, it doesn't have to be spiritual, but it also gives me an opportunity to every single night have reading into my schedule.
It does feel ideal though to read before bed at nighttime, depending on who you are. I mean, that's when when I would pleasure read, or I used to always read at nighttime as a kid, or even as a young adult. I just loved reading at night. So I was down for it. I'm like, okay, and I have Kindle. I also have a bunch of other books. So it's been nice.
So then, if we need to, we can still talk, we can dialogue, we can connect. And if not, if it's time to go to sleep, we'll go to sleep then. And then, all night we sleep all through the night.
Yeah.
Wake up and dream. But it's, you might think, wow, well, that's it. That's life.
It's a great life.
It's a really good life.
It's very sweet.
It's a
juicy.
really, really good life. And
we
doing
do it
this
together,
together in Harmonious Union every day together. We're doing this while living our purpose and bringing our highest function to the world, and evolving and developing our work. We're doing this while actualizing ourselves as humans. We're doing this with pleasure. We're doing this in a state of balance. We're doing this with peace. And every day it's a new adventure. Every day is so beautiful and holy and divine and perfect, and every day something happens. Every day new horizons are met, and new opportunities are explored and offered, and every day life moves forward every single day. And every day feels so amazing and so complete and so perfect, and our relationships are deepening and evolving and enriching, and by God, we're only in our early 30s. And it's just gonna keep getting better and better, as it has always been.
Yeah.
And it's every little element of this, continues to change and evolve. It's always interesting and exciting and wonderful. It doesn't have to be any more or less than this. This is enough. And I think that really right there is the component, the key. That's what makes people most afraid to have this lifestyle, is that they'll do this, they'll pursue this, and they'll achieve it, and in the end it won't be enough.
Yeah, that's just not true.
But I'm living it.
Yeah.
And the reality is, it is enough.
It's enough. Yeah.
And we work a lot, and we play a lot, and we have a lot of fun, and we're always communing with God. It's the perfect life. And our life's work from here, after having given you Twin Flames and Harmonious Union, after having given you life purpose, is going to be giving you a perfect life, and the life that we live, and a perfect world, family. The perfect world that we live in, and all those components, right? Like the church is what we're solidifying now, and I think it's completely formed officially beginning January 1st, 2020.
Yeah.
That's its final stage formation. It's like a nonprofit organization. You can make donations to it. You can tithe to the church, which we highly encourage and recommend as an investment into your relationship with God.
And an investment in helping yourself and other people heal separation from their twin flame and from the divine.
And it makes God very interested in your finances. That
It does.
He has a new reason to shower you with abundance and share an abundance with you, because you're sharing your finances and your wealth and your income with His church and allowing His work to expand into the world.
Yeah. God bless you as you give.
So, yeah, it's a beautiful life.
Yeah.
It's a holy and divine and perfect life. It's everything I've ever wanted. It's more than I could have ever hoped for, and yet it's so simple and peaceful. And we're living it every single day, day in, day out, without fail. And it has its challenges, and it has its human experience. It's very real, and it's very peaceful and beautiful, and always getting better, always improving. It's divine. It's perfect. It's a life of love.
Yeah, I think it's nice to have what I consider the simple life.
If I died today, I would just be so happy. I would die so happy and complete. And I would die knowing my life was such a privilege. And it was such a privilege to have. And, if you left for heaven today, it would be such a privilege to see you leave for heaven and to have had the time that we had together.
Well, shit. You're making me cry.
Well, that's life,
Oh, that's love.
That's the beauty of a life of love.
Cute.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it with me.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Isn't that what you want?
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
Isn't that what you want in your deathbed? Isn't that what the product of a life well lived, should be? Is that you get to do everything that you ever wanted to do, and achieve everything you ever wanted to achieve, and to die satisfied and to die happy. And a death like that can only be earned through a life well lived. A happy death comes from a happy life. And whether or not you achieve, deathlessness in this lifetime, you can live this lifetime knowing that you could die in any moment, and that would be okay. And your twin could die in any moment, and knowing that would be okay. And I have had those moments where God introduced that idea to me, well, what if she died today? What if she left today? And I just thought, what a privilege, these years to be with you have been.
Okay. Why are you telling me this in front of everyone? Aw.
Yeah.
Well, I feel the same. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Thank you.
And to share this moment with you, it's truly an honor and a privilege. And I look back at the TFAS, an ode to TFAS, and what a privilege it was to be with those people for that time, and to share those moments together. And
yeah, truly.
To share in their journey, so intimately, and to share this teaching with them so intimately. And that was truly a divine experience. And that's immortalized forever.
Yeah, it's immortalized.
It's fun. I saw
Mariana's immortalized.
Yeah, Mariana.
Yeah.
Yeah, who one of our students just passed.
One of our live students has just passed away about a week ago from this
and is doing well on the other side.
She is doing well. Yeah.
Well, on that happy note.
On that happy note.
Didn't know we'd be crying at the end.
Well, I know.
So let's end this in a conclusive way.
Yeah.
That throughout this series, Twin Flames: A New Earth series, we hope you've gotten a lot of things, but if you only got one thing, it's this: that it's safe to move into the new earth in your consciousness now, and that it's worth it, and that it only grows the new earth, and the only way to grow a new earth is by you allowing this work into your consciousness, this work of union, this work of peace.
Yeah.
And in so doing, you get to relax into, bit by bit, the perfect life, and you will allow peace to settle into your heart. And once you do that, once you give it a home, it will begin to expand itself through every aspect of your life. And there's nothing to stop it, because the only thing that would oppose it is fear. But fear can produce no real meaningful barriers to it. And so peace will continue to multiply and expand throughout your life without fail, without impediment, without stopping, ceaselessly, day in and day out, night after night, after day, forever. And it will continue to compound and expand in momentum. And the momentum will continue to compound upon itself until you've achieved your perfect life, until you've achieved perfect union with God, until you've achieved your perfect ascension. And so we ask that you take this work into your heart, and that you expand it into your heart in every aspect of your life, and that you allow it to naturally and in its own way and in its due course spill over into the lives and relationships that you have and into the lives of others naturally. And you would naturally share this peace with others, and they would naturally build this new earth together with you. There's no fight that needs to take place for the new earth to come to be. There's no violence that needs to occur. There's no major political shift that needs to happen. You don't need to go out anywhere and make change. You don't need to do anything other than allow the change into your mind and your heart right now. And that is how the new earth comes to be. That is how heaven comes to earth. That is how you arrive in heaven on earth right now. And it's built brick by brick, block by block, piece by piece, step by step, as you allow peace to weave its way into every corner of your consciousness. So thank you so much for joining us in this beautiful video series of Twin Flames, A New Earth.
And if you're interested in more juicy sermons, please check out our Twin Flames Universe channel. We're going to have a Church of Union.
Church of Union channel.
Excuse me, Church of Union YouTube channel. We're going to have that posted on our YouTube homepage under links that we love, channels that we love, and I think it should be maybe posted here. If not, just do a little search.
Unionism.org.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
And anyways, you can find us January 5th.
Will be the first sermon aired.
Noon Eastern Standard Time, and
it's going to be live streamed,
Yeah, live stream. Listen in for our sermon. Listen in for the whole service. It's for Twin Flames. It's for everyone. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, be there for the world launch. The global release of live streamed of the first ever sermon of the Church of Union. There's going to be our certified ascension coaches ministering some sermons. So there's a meditation. There's going to be a card reading. There's going to be all these wonderful things to heal your consciousness and to prepare you for our sermon, which will move consciousness forward every single week.
Yeah.
So thank you once again for joining us in this video series. We'll see you in other things.
We'll see you later, guys, in our channel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Take care.
Please join our social media to keep up, to see what's going on.
Join us. Bye.